Welcome to all. Loved, beloved. Thank you for joining in. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a collective message for any and all who are present with me now. I have pulled a couple of oracle cards. I've started out with some of the African Tarot, and I'll clarify with I call it the Celtic deck. I can't remember the name of it. And I'll finish up the reading with a crystal oracle. Thank you for being here. And I pulled first from the Soul's Journey, Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. And this seems to be speaking about a number of things that are crystallized in our particular moment as we move towards a lunar eclipse. And just days before that, Mercury goes stationary direct. The signs are less important than the energies of the planet, and judgment indicates that there is a big decision. For some of you, this feels like a social crossroads that is internalized within your own life. So there is a decision to make. There are a number of roads before us. And there is clarity about your role, the contribution you can make, and the spiritual path that is available to you and to all members of your community, your world, your organization, your family. There's something here about forgiveness, because in recognizing this call, this mission, this purpose in life, we stop judging ourselves as we come to the realization that everyone is on their path as we are. And when we stop judging, comparing, resenting, or blaming others, we come to a place of forgiving ourselves. No longer judging ourselves by some impossible external standard, but realizing that we are human, capable of errors, and that we're only here to learn and grow. I've also pulled the release card, and it describes the ischium bone in the body, which I believe is something like the pelvis. So I'm going to read this from the Energy Archaeology Guidebook. There's a lot here to read, so I'm going to read the wisdom rather than the specific energy this time. But the key words are liberating and delicate. You've been energetically given everything you need to walk your path and live out your purpose in this lifetime. Everything you are connected to and within on the ancestral plane, wisdom traditions, communion with plants and animals, gifts and blessings is here to work with you. You've been you have also inherited wounds and traumas, patterns and programs that are harmful, and lineages that have perpetuated extreme harm or have been harmed, all intertwined within structures and systems that consolidate power over people instead of power within people. You get to choose what to do with what you've been given. You don't have to accept or reject something holistically. You can feel it pour into you, transmute it, make it work for you. The alchemical fire of your bones can turn raw material into gold. You get to create your place within your lineage consciously. The ischium will show you how. And the ischium is defined as the bone that forms the bottom and rear parts of the hip bone and is composed of a body, an inferior or lower branch, and a superior or upper branch. In other words, it is the pelvis, which shapes developmentally as we mature. The key word release is what I'm finding so beautiful and empowering. As Mercury goes stationary retrograde, we get an opportunity to reclaim those things as described that we can work with. Those traditions, those gifts, blessings, those harms or wounds that we can choose to work with or reject. And this puts us in the center of an interconnected universe where everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So I'm finding this to speak again about the power of forgiveness in order to release what we don't need, what we don't choose, and to embrace this sense of humanness, this humanness that can transcend. I'm going to look at the present moment here. The Five of Cups, again, is exactly the same card, different deck that I pulled yesterday for a collective reading in the same position. So it repeats this message around allowing ourselves to release the feelings and emotions, the fears, the unknown, the mysteries around choices we've made in the past that disappointed us, harmed us, gave us pain, or created sorrow, hurt us in some way. And that releasing those emotions, allowing the sadness, the regret, the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt to flow is part of letting it go, giving it back to the earth, releasing it out of our bodies so that we are free, we are liberated to move forward deliberately with clarity about what it is we are now prepared to rebuild. In the past, the Wheel of Fortune. This card is speaking to me now not only of the law, rota, the wheel. Everything changes. That is the only law of life, change. And what goes up must come down. No matter where you are on the wheel, you will occupy another position in short time. We've all been up, we've all been down. And that cycle repeats endlessly throughout our life. But hopefully, every time it cycles through, we gain something. We gain more experience, definitely, but we learn lessons from those experiences where we channel that good fortune, those blessings forward, pay them forward. So this is talking to me about some good karma you've built up, some way in which you have worked hard, you've focused on building a better life, building a healthier family or a more abundant community. And as a result of that, you see opportunities that you were not able to see in the past. So this is about possibilities as opportunities, and that lessons learned open up, liberate you, free you to recognize what is an opportunity. In the future, the Justice card. I think this is speaking to much that is within us at this time, where we want to see justice in the world. We want to see justice in our lives, and that comes from our internal ability to balance out our powers, our gifts, our weaknesses, and to recognize that we work from a place of our capacity. We may have once been subject to institutions that defined our movement, our actions, our thoughts, our forward motion. But as time moved on, one begins to internalize that power so that one can stand on one's own integrity, stand up for what is right, advocate for what is right, or for those who have suffered similarly through unjust institutions or oppressions. So the Justice card here is talking about that inner balance that helps you to accept the challenges of all of us. We all come from places, we all have challenges, we all have weaknesses. And releasing that judgment of others releases that judgment again of ourselves. But we learn to utilize our strengths in order to gain from uh, the errors, the challenges, the obstacles we have to face. And that is the eternal balance. It is not blind. Eyes wide open here. This is about the elevation of consciousness, awareness, so that what is fair is clear. What is equitable is clear. Injustice to any is unjust for all. If this reading is resonating for you, please like this video, share it with others, subscribe to my channel if you feel inclined to do so. I appreciate your thoughts and comments. And I'm going to clarify, I'm going to start with the past, the Wheel of Fortune. And I pulled the Magician. I'm going to go one at a time here. The Magician is really the sister card, the foundation of the Wheel of Fortune. 1 and 10 are both octaves of the single digit 1. It's interesting that the awareness of the changes that occur in our lives, the awareness of the eternal will, the law, change is the law, that the Magician is fleet-footed, is a messenger, is a communicator and a connector. So the ability to connect all the resources at hand is at your disposal now. This gives you the power to direct the change in a way that you know will be beneficial to you and to others. This is about an authentic expression, a way that you're seeing change as an activating force for the good in your life and in the life of society in general. It also brings up this idea of the necessity of obstacles, challenge. Some would say even evil in the world. That unless we are forced to face unintended consequences, the consequences of bad decisions, of errors, of greed, of short-sightedness, of our own selfishness, we're not able to rise to the challenge of directing that energy in a way that is more universally beneficial to others, to our loved ones, to our families, in our communities. So this is speaking about the way that you are choosing the direction, choosing the project, the direction you're moving into, on the basis of the experiences you've learned from. In the present, the Five of Cups is clarified by and the Five of Cups is clarified by the Page of Wands. This is lovely. This really is showing a kind of refreshment, a renewal again, as a result of this releasing, mourning, allowing oneself to feel those uncomfortable feelings of release, of regret, of mourning, of sadness, of disappointment, of loss. And this sort of washing your spirit clean, again, a cleansing of energy that refreshes you to face yourself, to build that relationship with yourself in a way that is focused on growth, focused on spiritual values, on that is inspired, that motivates you to grow, to explore what's less familiar, what is unfamiliar, to go to new places, to be curious, but overall to be inspired, to be excited, to be enthusiastic. That fire, that passion that you're now able to pursue after this cleansing of your emotions and your unconscious. And the Justice card in the future is clarified by the Fool card. And this is quite lovely. I love the Fool and the Magician together are powerful. So the Magician has already allowed an internal direction, a need for authentic expression to motivate the changes that you're experiencing, to direct those changes, to channel them in a certain direction. And through this authentic and honest deliberation and reflection on your experiences that you once chose and are now releasing, and that you now recognize you are worthy of choosing. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of abundance, of new direction, of inspiration. You have value. You are needed in the world that you are creating. The Justice card here is clarified by the Fool, which is showing that through this long and deliberate process of internally balancing out the energies within, giving and receiving, seeing the necessity of individual action and clarity within a collective family, within a collective unit. Both are important. You have to be who you truly are, which is unique within a collective, within a family, within a culture, within a family lineage. And you have now gained the faith within yourself, the power of your own convictions. You've used your memories. You carry them with you as you move off in a direction without needing to know the destination of it. You simply know that you're ready for an adventure. For some, it's risky. Some of you may be moving. Some of you may be starting a business. Some of you may be retraining to do something you always wanted to do and never thought that there was time to do it. This is you moving in an exciting, empowered direction, knowing that whatever challenges come your way, you will be able to face them. This is really a kind of harnessing of this perpetual change that always occurs, the only law of life, change. That the Fool is naive enough, youthful and strong enough, innocent enough to believe that all changes can be ridden like all waves. It's funny, the image of a youthful surfer comes to mind with this. I'm going to leave this as a short message and clarify with a crystal oracle, and I believe this is golden calcite that I pulled, and the key words are inspiration. I'm inspired in all that I do. I love this. I hope this has been helpful for you. I encourage you to drop me a comment if this reading resonated for you, and thank you again. Until next time, namaste.